When I was a student in 2014, I loved Uppsala so much that I promised myself to, and Sweden in general, to come back, leave and settle here. And I did. I hold on to my promises. 8 years later, in March 2021, I was back in Sweden. But this phase of my life is now coming to an end because I came to Sweden with my energy levels and financial situation already completely deplenished and tired and exhausted and not fully fit to settle abroad, especially in Sweden, where it is one of the most challenging countries to settle in, I would say. So yeah, my journey is now coming to an end in Sweden. I will be leaving Sweden for an indefinite amount of time on January 25th. So feels weird. It has to sink in a little bit, but I can't carry this project all by myself anymore. It's getting too much. It's been too much for months already, and I've dug into my resources, did everything that I could, but I just can't anymore. So let me take you back a few days when I came back from France and this realization fully hit me. Prepare some tissues, I cry a lot in this segment.
Hi everyone, so I just came back from my holidays in France and I realized a few important things. One of them being that Sweden isn't really working for me. It's been too hard, too fucking difficult, and I really can't do this anymore. And it breaks my heart because I had so much hopes and plans and dreams for my life in Sweden, but I just can't do this anymore. I'm just really tired, really exhausted, and I don't know, I just can't. And I was in France and I didn't even want to come back here. The only thing that was sort of being a highlight for me was my apartment, because I love my apartment, I love it. And the plan was to stay in this apartment until I could afford to buy a house here in Sweden, but the problem is that I won't be able to do this anytime soon, and I don't see myself staying here and struggling for no reason. I'd rather go back home, back to France, closer to the people that I love and who love me, and to what I know, and go back to something simpler, because moving to another country in itself is difficult, but I've done it before and it was fine. But I don't know, just for some reason moving to Sweden did not work at all how I wanted it to work. And I tried twice already. I tried to move here and it never, I don't know, every time it just doesn't work. And I have to go back, and I don't know if I'm gonna try a third time at some point in the future. I really don't know anymore. And it really just breaks my heart to face this reality, being that I tried to move to Sweden and it didn't work, because I've been trying for months, like literally since I got here in March 2022, every week, if not every day, I applied for jobs here in Sweden, or I even try Ireland for remote position, and and it's not working. So, and I can't keep living in Sweden with just a waitress salary. It's nothing. You can barely do anything in Sweden. My rent is almost my entire salary on its own. So I can't do this, and it pains me to get to that end, because in a way I had just started to really settle in this apartment. Like, I bought the kettle, I bought some things, but curtains, Christmas decorations, and because I really, really love this flat, but the past few months, this is the only thing that's been keeping me here, if I'm being honest. Yes, I know some people here, but it's not. I'm saddened to say that the base isn't as strong to keep me here. I would be more than happy to come back and visit, but living here for me now doesn't make any sense anymore. And I was coming back on the flight today, and I was like, I don't want to come back. And when I was arriving in Uppsala, I was like, it just struck me. I was like, I don't belong here anymore. It doesn't feel like I belong. And it's so weird to say, because when I first moved here, you guys saw in the videos, moving here for me was like moving back home. And now it feels like a strange place. It doesn't feel familiar, and I almost don't remember why I wanted to come in the first place. I kind of lost track of that, and I'm like, why am I here again? What am I doing here? So I had decided already when I was back in France that I would be leaving Sweden. But I was sort of waiting to see how I would react, and like, the minute I crossed the front door and arrived in my apartment, I just felt the emotion just came over me, and I just started crying, and I knew. I literally just arrived like 10 minutes ago, and yes, I'm tired, I barely slept. I mean, we're the 1st of January, but still, there's been a lot of emotions, and I don't know, I'm crying. You know, it's the type of, I used to say that Sweden was kind of husband, that France was an arranged marriage I never really asked for, and I was making do, and that Ireland was my best friend, and Uppsala and Sweden was the guy I would like to marry. And now it's like we're breaking up, and it's like ending a relationship that had so much promises but did not deliver, and kind of a one-way street, if I'm being honest. So it's sad to end. It's the same feeling when you end a relationship that was very promising, but it didn't work out, and you have to face that reality and move out. And this is what's ahead for me. Thankfully, I won't be alone when I arrive. I'll have my crew that will be waiting for me back in France, thankfully. But yeah, I know it's gonna take a while, I think, to recover from all those months, actually even years, even before coming to Sweden, just struggling financially and on so many levels, and digesting now the fact that Sweden didn't work out. Not that it never will, but right now I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to go back home in France, stay there for a while, and not even think of moving anywhere else, and just stay there for a few years. And then, once I properly recovered from this and digested and brewed and, I don't know, transmuted it and properly saved money and rebuilt my health, then maybe it would be an option again for me to move abroad. But right now, I'm sitting in such a violent feeling. I don't know, it's just I did not see this coming at all. Not in a million years. I'm things that I don't have the energies for my ambitions anymore. And now I just want something simple again. I just want to be back home where I know the language. The language where it's the same currency, where I know everything. I know the city, I know the people, I know everything. And because I know everything, it will be easier and simpler. And I never thought I would be happy to move back home in France. But there we are. Here we are. Yeah, it's very strange. I know I can negotiate this turn, but I just hope I don't have to take any like these anytime soon, and the next ones that I'm gonna have to take are gonna be good ones, positive ones. It's like really when you really think it was it, and it's not, and you've been trying and deluding yourself, just lying to yourself and ignoring how you really felt all along, and then ultimately you get some perspective and you're like, oh shit, yeah, this is how I'm feeling and this is worse than you thought. So yeah, and I of course I have a lot to do now. Move out, sell stuff. Thankfully they're pretty new, so I can make some money hopefully from that. And then the plan is to keep trying to find a freaking job that matches my skills and my needs financially and as a human. And yeah, just go on with my life. I think in a way I'll be happier. But it's still a hit. It's still difficult to digest. What's happening there? So yeah, I'm just gonna go unpack and have a shower, wash the emotions and the fatigue off of me, sleep for about 2 days, and come up with an action plan. But it's nothing that I haven't done before. So we are the 1st of January, and you'll see in the rest of this video or later, but I'll be most likely moving out at the end of January.
Alright, we're back. So as you can see, this is one of the toughest decisions that I've had to make. And while some people may see it as, I don't know, maybe being like a cowardly decision and think, oh, but you were so close to a few months away from getting this bank ID, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, the damage has already been done. And I'm already over this dream of living here for now, because I'm still very disturbed by the lack of compassion in this country. I did not see it coming. And it's just getting too hot anyway. So now I'm on my way. Today I just handed in my notice and booked my flight. And now I'm on my way to pick up an extra suitcase, because I did accumulate a few more items that I came in. And I need an extra suitcase. And I will also need to sell some stuff, which is the most stressful part in some ways, because I don't know, selling stuff is stressful, and I need to try and make it happen in a very short amount of time. I don't know if it's gonna work. And it's also sad because I had just in a way started to settle into the fabulous apartment that I have. Both my parents and me invested quite a bit in this flat, and I bought some stuff I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to take with me. but materialistic reasons are not enough to stay somewhere if the well-being and the mental health are not here. Please leave a like if you agree with this statement, because even me, I'm sort of battling with this, because yeah, I mean, you just invested in something and you have to give it away. But here we go. I see you when I found the suitcase. See, when I came back from France, I had the weirdest feeling that I was coming back to a life that wasn't mine, that it was someone else's. It was very strange. And this feeling is so potent that it's hard to quiet down and overlook, especially when I probably should have thrown in the towel long ago when it came to me settling here, and accept earlier that this wasn't going to work out this time around for the reasons you know. So yeah, let's just say that it's a rain check. My residency card is still valid until 27, so we'll see what happens then. But moving countries, moving places, having to say goodbye every time to so many things, has me reach a conclusion that it's so hard, it's too hard every time to have to pack your stuff, having to think of what you're gonna have to leave behind forever, what can fit in a suitcase or in some boxes you're gonna have to ship over to a country, that I would very much like that next time I'm moving to a country, I've actually purchased a house and I can do the move financially peaceful and everything, you know, properly, and that I know that I won't be going anywhere soon. I don't want to move to another country anymore in a rental. It's just doesn't make sense anymore. Just like really, when I came back here after the holidays, I was like, whose life is this? Everything felt so estranged. I don't know, it was a very odd feeling I never thought I would feel in regards to this place and this country, but what can you do? So I think it's about time that I actually listen to what I really need, and what I really need is to stop being the warrior and just retreat and take the time to really take care of myself, really also inspect why I keep putting myself in those situations. Plural, it's a pattern. And how I can break the cycle and also sort of recover from everything that happened here in the last couple of years since I left Ireland.